Utah's #1 home team.
And welcome to Rice Stadium here in Salt Lake City, Utah for the 1992 Class 3A High School Football Championship as the West High Panthers host the Mountain Crest Mustangs. I'm Ray Lyons, and with me is Orrin Olson. Orrin, great to have you along.
It's good to be here. There's a lot of excitement here in the stadium as these teams face off, and one of them is going to take home the gold trophy.
West High and Mountain Crest have definitely something to prove today.
Well, they do. For the last year, Mountain Crest has been dreaming about that gold trophy that eluded them last year in a 7-3 loss to Bountiful.
And West comes in here with a junior-oriented squad, but they're undefeated.
They are. They want that gold. They want that gold too, and they feel they can get it. A lot of people have felt that they are a little small, that they can get worn down, but they proved people wrong so far.
Mountain Crest very hungry, especially on offense. They feature a couple of the best running backs in the state, Ryan Pond and Corey Poehler. Ryan Pond is number 24. He has a 9-yard per carry average. There's a good look at him right there. And Corey Kohler, his mate in the backfield, also a 9-yard per carry average. Both of those running backs combined to help Mountain Crest burn the clock against Dixie in the semifinal game. They chewed off like 8.5 minutes in the fourth quarter to seal that semifinal win. Corey Anderson is the quarterback for the Mustangs. He is number 9. He had 2 touchdown passes in that game.
He's an excellent quarterback, and again, he's got some very good people to throw the ball to with good hands.
West Panthers also have a good offense. They feature a running back that is a sophomore.
That's right, Rod Madsen, number 26. He was the one that started off the scoring last week for West with a 33-yard run in the beginning of the game.
And he also plays some defense.
He does. He's caused a lot of exciting things on defense. I believe it was him that blocked the point after touchdown last week that forced the game into overtime.
And what about the other running back, Chris Geddington?
Chris is an excellent runner. His main contribution last week in the game was an interception that he ran back for a touchdown. So he's going both ways, a very valuable player, number 2 there, and he's very quick, good hands, and good on defense as well.
And there's a look at the quarterback, Ben Bird.
Ben Bird, 5'11", 173, a senior. He can throw the ball well, he can run, and he does a super job of leading the team out there.
And there's a tight end on the West Club that some say might be the best junior in the state of Utah.
He very well could be. He's done an excellent job on offense and on defense. Number 90, Jeff Holtree, 6'3", 210, the son of the coach. He caught a 29-yard touchdown pass last week, and in the game the week before that, he was part of a 55-yard TD run in the second half versus Wasatch, so he's a valuable player.
Okay, we've got a dandy for you. West High School and Mountain Crest for the 3A state final here at Rice Stadium, here on KXIV. For football action here at Rice Stadium as Mountain Crest celebrating at midfield. They've won the toss, and they will receive to the north. They'll be in their white road uniforms today. They were in this game a year ago, Orrin.
That's right. We have at least 6 of the starters from last year on the team this year.
Mountain Crest, a senior-oriented team. They're back for blood, as it were, because they came up short last year in a game that they felt like they should have won. They let a kickoff return back, and they lost to Bountiful 7-3. And West comes in here undefeated. Jeff Holtree, number 90, by the way, will do the kicking. He does the kicking. He's the tight end, and he also plays defensive end for the West Panthers.
Mountain Crest, as you mentioned, only has a couple of juniors playing in this game, starting at least. And this is the last chance for those seniors to get the gold, so you can bet they're going to be fired up today.
On the West Ball Club, there are actually only 12 seniors on the entire roster. So they have a lot of juniors in the starting lineup today. They're in their, of course, red uniforms with the black pants.
They've been a surprise team this year. At the beginning of the season, people thought it'd be a year of growth, but they've come right off and won 11 games in a row.
Back to receive for Mountain Crest is Corey Kohler and number 20, David Roundy. We're going right to left as West will kick it off.
nervousness as you wait for that kickoff. Everybody's just waiting for that first hit to relax a little bit.
And we are underway for the 3A state final. Straight down the middle, fielded by Kohler at the 1-yard line. Now he stepped into the end zone, and in high school football, they bring that ball out to the 20-yard line.
It's a nice long kick. He kicks straight ahead rather than using the soccer-style kick.
So the Mustangs will start on offense. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
You get a good look now at Kohler and Pond and company and see what they can do.
Mustangs come out in a pro set formation. Pond and Kohler in the backfield. Wide receivers out to the near side. And here's a give to Kohler off the far side, and he picks up maybe 3, call it 2.
That was a nice counter play. He faked the handoff to Ryan Pond to the right and then gave the ball to Kohler going to the left side, trying to give a little misdirection to the defense.
The Mustangs line up this way. Anderson, Pond, and Kohler in the backfield. Burke Parrott is the wide receiver. Curtis Nixon. And Chris Douglas is the tight end. Here's a look at that offensive line. Stowers, Powell, Swinson, Glenn, and Allen for the Mustangs. Second down and 8. Ball at the 22. There's a give to Pond, and he picks up good yardage. Breaks over the 35, and he's dropped at the 38 for a first down.
Chris Keddington, number 2, making a solid tackle there on that after a 16-yard gain. What a nice run.
So Mountain Crest doing exactly what we thought they would. They come out running with Pond and Kohler, and it's first down and 10. Here's a look at it one more time. Big hole there on the right side.
You see that solid tackle there by number 2, Keddington.
First down and 10. Ball at the 38. There's a give to Pond. He fumbles. It's picked up by West High School. That's Keddington, I believe, has got the ball, and he takes it down inside the 20-yard line. Rod Madsen, picking up the fumble, and how do you like that?
Boy, Rod Madsen, he was the one. He was the one last week that blocked that PAT against Box Elder.
Here's a look at a Pond just right up the middle. He stopped and he loses the ball. Madsen picks it up, and except for Corey Anderson there saving the day, that would have been a West touchdown. So the Panthers have it. First down and 10. First break of the ball game. Ball at the 18-yard line of Mountain Crest. Keddington in motion. There's a pitch to Ossie Mohi. He's going to throw it. He throws into the end zone, and it's a touchdown.
Big play for Ossie Mohi. Ossie Mohi was the one that scored the winning touchdown in the double overtime last week on a reverse.
Matt Watnuki catches the touchdown pass thrown by Ossie Mohi. So Don Holtry goes to his bag of tricks right off the top here.
Well, that's a good call. When you get a big turnover like that, it's an excellent time to try a quick play. You get the other team with their heel on their heels, and they did it that time.
Mohi to Watnuki, and the West High Panthers take a 6-0 lead. Holtry on to try the extra point.
It's interesting, in these playoff games, quite often you'll see some event take place right early in the game that kind of sets a tone and gives some momentum to one of the teams.
And Holtry puts it through, and West leads it 7-0. We'll be right back after this timeout. And we're back, and you see the story. West scoring off that fumble recovery by Rod Madsen. He took it down inside the 20-yard line, but one play later, West had a touchdown with that halfback pass by Ossie Mohi.
Very good call. The pass was actually kind of a wounded duck, kind of short, but the receiver was wide open in the end zone.
So Jeff Holtry, the son of Don Holtry, will kick it off again here to the Mountain Crest Mustangs. This one's right down the middle. Fielded at the 1-yard line by number 12, David Webb. But he doesn't find any running room as he stopped at about the 19-yard line.
Good coverage that time by West, getting down there and swarming around and dropping short of the 20-yard line. That's what a kickoff team wants to do, is to stop the opponent inside the 20, and they did it that time.
Interesting to note that Holtry was able to hit that extra point. They've had a problem with that in this tournament. Here's a look at the defensive line for the West High Panthers. Holtry, as we mentioned, is the defensive end. Revo Skeen, Heinz Fonua, and Toon anchor. And there's the linebackers, Evershed, Martins, and Madsen. Watnuki, who caught the touchdown pass, Bird, and Keddington in the backfield. First down and 10 Mustangs. They trail now 7-0. There's a give to Pond off the near side. He picks up good yardage, cuts back, and he gets out to the 30-yard line. And he's close to a first down. I believe he got it.
Nice tackle that time by Ben Bird, number 18, joined by a couple of his partners there.
Down on the field right now, Kirk Hines for West.
I've been in several games like this where the other team scores early on you with what you consider to be kind of a fluke. And what that can do, if you take it right, it makes you mad. You want to get back and get on the board. And on the other hand, I've seen it deflate a team. But I think Mountain Crest is going to come back hard here.
Well, they come back right here with Pond carrying a football off the near side. And they go right back to what they were doing on that first series, running the football with Pond and Kohler.
All right, Mountain Crest, a very mature team, mostly seniors, and I think that they're not going to let that one score get them down.
They're taking a look right now at the injured player, Kirk Hines. He was in on that tackle on the last play, and he's slow getting up, but now he's up, and that's a good sign.
Kirk had a big part in the victory last week. He blocked a Box Elder field goal in the second overtime. He's the largest player on the line for West at 6'1", 245. He's a junior.
Well, here come the Mustangs. Out to the far side is Jared Smith and Burt Parrott. Split backs behind Anderson. There's a delay to Pond. It goes nowhere. And there's another fumble, I believe. No, they say he was down.
Good hard tackling in there. That time West's defensive line didn't sucker for that draw play, and they were right there for the tackle.
The Mountain Crest Mustangs bring the plays in with their wide receivers. So into the game comes Parrott and Curtis Nixon with the play for the offense.
I believe it was Jeff Holtree that made the tackle on that last play.
Number 90 in there again. Second down and 10. There's no gain on that first play. Pond goes in motion to the far side. They like to throw to him out backfield. This time they come to Parrott, and he catches it, and he's close to a first down, but I believe he's going to be a little bit short. Bring up third down and about a foot.
Nice tackle. I think it was Matt Watanoki that made the hit there.
Parrott goes out of the ball game as Russ Dean and Jared Smith come in with the next play. There's the pass again to Parrott. Nice catch. And he's close to a first down. It's third down and about 5 inches for the first down. Pond goes in motion to the far side. Anderson, they're going to throw it, and they throw it. And it's caught by Jared Smith for a first down. So you'd think with that vaunted rushing attack, they would run the football.
Well, I think that West was probably expecting a run. Excellent play to call. Just a quick looking pass there. Nice catch. He was hit immediately. Let's see, it just takes one quick step there. Nice pass. He's hit, but he held onto that ball. Nice job by Jared Smith of holding on.
In the backfield right now for Mountain Crest is Pond, along with number 44, Ryan Ross. Kohler not in there. Here's Anderson. Rolls out to the far side. Throws it down. Field just out of the reach of Curtis Nixon. That'll bring up second down and 10.
Nixon had enough yards there had he caught the ball for a first down, but unfortunately he wasn't able to bring it in.
Corey Kohler not in the game right now for the Mustangs. That'll bring up second down and 10. Pond in the backfield along with Ryan Ross. Pond goes in motion to the far side. Anderson, quick drop, throws over to Dean, and he picks up about 5 yards on that play. Bring up third down and 5.
Corey Anderson last week was 12 of 18 for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he can be dangerous through the air. That time the ball was a little bit low and the receiver fell down with it. Had it been a little higher, he could have got a few more yards.
Third down and 5. The Mustangs move it into West territory now for the first time in the ballgame. They trail 7-0 as West capitalizing on a fumble in the early going. Pond comes in motion to the near side this time. Anderson almost intercepted that time by Keddington. He had that played perfectly.
Well, he was right there, jumped in front of the receiver, and unfortunately was not able to hold on. But he did break it up. It's fourth down, and West will get the ball back.
Here's a look at it.
Position's very important for those defensive backs, and Keddington did a very good job of being right there.
almost blocked. This one's going to hit the turf and take a West bounce, but it's down at the 25 by Mountain Crest, and West will have the ball. First down and 10.
One of the reasons that punt was almost blocked, the snap from the center kind of floated back. It didn't get back there very quick. It gave the defensive people from West time to get in there and almost block it.
We'll come right back with West on top, 7-0. And we're back as Kennington comes in motion to the near side. There's a fumble on the snap. Let's see who got it. I think West got it back. They did. Ben Bird, the quarterback, fumbling the snap, but recovering his own fumble.
Yeah, a little tenseness out there, and sometimes it's a little bit cool. Sometimes the ball bounces off the quarterback's hand, and it did that time. Fortunately, he was able to jump down and get it.
Second down and 10 after the fumble recovery by Bird. West with a football. And a 7-point lead. Kennington in motion to the near side. There's a give to Mohi. He's got room to run. He breaks it close to the 40-yard line and picks up the first down. So Mohi making his presence felt here early on in this football game.
Excellent running play for West. Unfortunately, Mountain Crest had a little stunt going inside. The offensive line caught all of their people inside. You can see it just sealed off the corner. Good hole.
Mohi, who scored the winning touchdown in the double overtime, went over Boxelder, and we've got another player down on the field for Mountain Crest. It looks like number 1, that would be Russ Dean, who plays defensive back on defense and wide receiver on offense.
Russ Dean had 2 interceptions in their game against Dixie, so he's a crucial player for Mountain Crest.
We've got a timeout on the field with West on top, 7-0. They have the ball at the 39-yard line. I want to remind you, tomorrow night at 7, Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, and Shannon Doherty star in the high school satire Heathers on KXIV Friday Night Movie, followed by Wise Guy at 9.
It's interesting how the momentum in this game shifted in that first series with that fumble and the ensuing touchdown for West. West seems to have control right now. Mountain View trying to get back into it.
Here's a look at what happened on that last play. See if we can see the injury. There's the carry by Mohi. Look for number 1. It should be the 29th. I think he got blocked out of the way there.
I think he was the one that was standing right in front of Mohi and just got nailed.
But Dean is up and walking off the field under his own power, so that's the good news.
Looks like his neck is a little bit stiff and sore after that one.
West with the football now. First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Panthers undefeated and untied coming into this football game. 2 backs behind Bird. Kennington goes in motion to the far side. Bird rolls out. Looks downfield. He's got a man just over the outstretched hands of Kennington, and that'll bring up second down and 10.
It's interesting to watch the Mountain Crest defensive line and linebackers. They're always moving and shifting, and that's one thing that concerned the West staff is how to capitalize on that and how to make sure that they don't have any slip-ups in blocking assignments.
Second down and 10. West with a football. Ball sitting at the 39-yard line. They lead it 7-0 in this 3A championship game. Split backs behind Bird. 2 wide receivers out to the far side. There's the give to Mohi. This time it's defended well by the Mustangs. Jarman Lyle in on the tackle that time for Mountain Crest. And that'll bring up third down and 10.
He broke through there and came close to getting a face mask. He grabbed the helmet at first, but then was able to slip down and grab the leg.
Third down and 10.
The defense wants to penetrate like that and get through the line and hit the receiver behind the line of scrimmage.
Out to the far side goes Watanuki, who caught the touchdown pass. Split backs behind Bird. West needs 10 yards. There's a blitz. They throw it out in the flat to Kennington. He can't get it, and that'll bring up fourth down, so Mountain View holds.
Excellent job. They had a little blitz on that time, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He was trying to set up a screenplay, which worked well for them last week, but the blitz forced a bad pass, and good job by Mountain Crest.
Back to punt. There's a look at it again. Nice blitz by number 84 for the Mustangs. Madsen gets off the punt. Good punt. Fielded there at the 22. There's a fumble, and it's recovered by West.
Turnovers hurt Mountain Crest in their game last week. It's interesting how we've had 2 now in this game.
Chris Douglas fielding the punt. Check that. Burt Parrott fielding the punt. And he was starting to get some good yardage right here, as you can see it on the replay. But a hit put on there by West coughs up the football, and they're in business. First down and 10 at the 26-yard line. So mistakes hurting the Mustangs right now.
They are.
Here's Keddington on a pitch out. He cuts back. He's got some room. And he takes it inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line.
Good job by Keddington of reading that pressure. He headed for the outside, then cut it back sharply, had some blockers there, and we'll see him take the pitch here. He's looking for a hole. Here he sees it, cuts way back against the grain, and there's no one there. He has a nice pickup.
First down. Oh, excuse me. He's short of the first down. It's going to be second down and about a yard for the first down. Second down and about a yard. Here's a give to Madsen. He breaks it inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, and West threatening to go up by 2 touchdowns in this football game.
Those turnovers can hurt you so much, and Mountain Crest had a chance to come back and get on the scoreboard, but that fumble is really hurting them, and West really has some momentum.
Here's a look at it. Nice spinning move there by Madsen. Just a sophomore, I might add, as he picks up the first down, and the Panthers are in business at the 6-yard line, first and goal. Out to the near side comes Watanuki. Poultry in motion now. To the far side, there's a gift to Madsen. He skirts outside, spins, but this time the Mustangs are there.
They're there in force. Good pursuit that time. They were not able to, West was trying to drive them down the field, but they held their own there and did a good job of pursuing and making the tackle.
In fact, he might have lost a yard on that. Call it second down and goal at the 7-yard line.
Mountain Crest had 2 fumbles last week, 2 turnovers that hurt them. They lost the ball on their own 1-yard line for one, and also they had a punt snap go over the head of the kicker, which was taken in for a touchdown by Dixie.
Second down and goal at the 7. I formation behind Bird. Poultry in the slot, goes in motion to the far side. Bird, straight drop back, looks into the end zone. And he can't quite get it to Watanuki. Well defended there by the Mustangs.
Had that ball been thrown just a little bit softer, Watanuki could have run underneath it. It was thrown a little bit too far. On that type of a pass, they lofted up into the air and let the receiver run underneath it, but it was just a little bit too far in front of Watanuki.
Third down and 7 now for the Panthers.
Mountain Crest has a chance here to try and, if they can keep him out of the end zone, keep him from scoring, they've got a chance to try and stifle that momentum that West has been showing so much of.
Third and goal at the 7. Out to the far side goes Evershed. To the near side is Watanuki. Bird, straight drop back, looks into the end zone. He's got Evershed. Touchdown West.
Evershed wide open, just waiting there for that pass. Nice, gentle touch on the pass by Bird, and a beautiful catch for the touchdown. See some good blocking up front, picking up the rush, and a nice lofted pass there, wide open, just waiting for the ball.
Poultry will come on to add the extra point as West trying to break this one open right here, taking advantage of 2 fumbles by Mountain Crest. The kick is up, and he does not get it through. And we'll talk about that in a moment as West takes a 13-0 lead now over the Mountain Crest Mustangs.
The goalposts here.
Well, we'll talk about those goalposts in a second. West on top by 13. And that's a surprising score. Warren West on top 13-0. We knew we had it in them, but I didn't think Mountain Crest would be behind this early.
Well, West has taken advantage of those 2 fumbles, scored after both of them, and that's what you've got to do if you're going to win a game like this.
Very indicative of a championship game as the kick goes into the end zone off the hands of David Roundy, and the Mountain Crest Mustangs will have it 1st and 10. Of note, Corey Kohler, big running back for Mountain Crest, is not in the ball game. He went out on that first series and has not returned on defense or offense. We're trying to get a report to find out what exactly the problem is, but we saw them working on him on the sidelines, and he has yet to return. So the tandem of Kohler and Pond is right now just Ryan Pond, as Ryan Ross has come into the backfield to replace Kohler. 1st down and 10 Mustangs. Anderson rolls out, flips it to Pond out in the flat. He picks up good yardage, but he fumbles the ball out of bounds.
Mountain Crest is having a hard time holding onto that ball. I think they need to install some handles there or something. I think it's been interesting. There are 2 things that I think will be a big factor in this game. One, obviously, will be the turnovers. Mountain Crest has 2 turnovers that have hurt him. West fumbled once but recovered it. The other will be the point after touchdowns and the kicks. West has missed one of those. That could come back later in the game to haunt them.
This tournament has been a story of missed extra points. There's Anderson, rolls out, looks downfield. He's got a man. Number 14's got it. Picks up good yardage to the 50-yard line. So they come right back as they go to Jared Smith. And that's what Mountain Crest has got to do. Just stay with their game plan and not get excited about being down 13-0.
Well, they've got lots of time, and there have been a lot of teams come back from farther than 14 points. They've got to keep their composure, and I think Mountain Crest will. They're seniors. They've been here before. They want it. They're not going to let it slip away.
West taking advantage, as we said, of that fumble. 4 plays later, they're in the end zone, and they lead it 13-0.
After that first fumble, it only took them 1 play and about 26 seconds to score.
Mustangs with a football, midfield now, 1st down and 10. Anderson rolls to the near side. Oh, he's got Pond out there. Nobody near him. Pond down the sidelines is knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line by Rod Madsen.
That's a very effective play, faking to Pond, then he goes down the field, that time getting 26 yards on a nice reception out of the backfield. Good pass protection there, but he's wide open. He was just totally left open there.
And we've got a timeout taken by West to talk things over defensively. Coach Don Holtry doesn't want to see this 13-point lead slip away. There's a look at Ryan Pond. He scored on that play against Dixie in the semifinals, that misdirection pass pattern. Nobody near him, and he takes the ball down the sidelines. This time, though, he was knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line by West.
Mountain Crest has a chance now to get some momentum back on their side. If they can just keep this going, go down and score, they're solidly back in the game, and it evens things out.
I want to remind you, Saturday night at 7, don't miss a special colorized presentation of the classic John Ford Western, Stagecoach, starring John Wayne, followed by 21 Jump Street at 9 and Renegade at 10, right here on KXIV. You're watching the 3A State Final Championship football game as West leading at 13-0 over Mountain Crest. Mountain Crest in this football game a year ago, they lost to Bountiful 7-3. West comes in today undefeated and untied 12-0. And they have a 13-0 lead. The Mustangs of Mountain Crest are threatening right now. 1st down and 10 at the 25 of West. Ross comes in motion. He's in the game replacing Corey Kohler. Lines up in the slot. There's a keeper by Anderson, and he picks up good yardage and picks up a 1st down inside the 15-yard line.
Anderson can run the ball. Last week he had a 16-yard run on 3rd and 8 in the last drive versus Dixie to keep the drive going. So he can run the ball very well. Nice job that time. It's called a quarterback keeper. Little quarterback draw, takes a step back. The line shows pass, then opens up a hole up the middle. Good job that time.
Out to the far side goes Perrette. To the near side comes Curtis Nixon. Split backs behind Anderson. 1st down and 10. The ball at the 14-yard line. Nixon goes in motion to the far side. Anderson, play fakes, tries to get the Pond. Nice catch. And he falls down at the 12-yard line.
Nice catch, but very few yards for so much effort. But good job of getting the ball out there. Pond has good hands. He brought that in very well.
They like to throw to him out of the backfield. And he picks up only 2.5 yards. Call it 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. 1:48 remaining here in the first quarter of play. West on top 13-0. Perrette out to the far side. Nixon to the near side. They're trying to go to Perrette in the end zone. He runs under it. Touchdown!
Beautiful job. He was actually bumped before the ball got there, so we might have seen a flag, but beautifully thrown pass. Lofted right out there. He ran underneath it. Nice catch. That's the same play that West tried down here in the other end zone a minute ago.
Here's a look at it one more time. Beautiful timing pattern by Anderson to Perrette. Perrette catches it over the defender. And Mountain Crest is back in his football game as they cut it to 13-6.
That was Watt Nuki guarding on the play. He's caught one of the touchdown passes for West.
Jarman Lyle will try to kick the extra point, and I say try because all of the teams in this state tournament have trouble kicking on these smaller goalposts. As Lyle gets it up, and good.
In last week's game against Dixie, I believe that Mountain Crest only was successful on 1 out of 4 of their point-after attempts.
West still on top, 13-7. We'll be right back. And Mountain Crest getting back into the football game as they score to cut the lead to 13-7.
Mountain Crest showing a lot of composure, down 13-0 after those 2 fumbles. It would be easy for a team to give up and start losing their intensity, but they didn't here.
Here's a look at the touchdown pass one more time as Anderson hits Perrette to cut the lead to 6. There's a high kickoff. Madsen will try to field it. Whoa, and he's hit hard, but he hangs on to the football.
You know, that actually could have been taken by Mountain Crest if they came close to getting that. When I was with the Kansas City Chiefs, we had an onside kick like that where we just do a little chip shot down to about the 30-yard line and send some sprinters down the side. See, it's a nice high kick there. He's hit right as he takes the ball, and a good job of keeping West inside the 20-yard line.
So West with a football, 1:33 to go here in the first quarter. 1st down and 10. Ball at the 17. 3 wide receivers out to the near side. Keddington goes in motion now. There's a pitch to Asi Mohi. He's got some room as he cuts back and gets it out to the 25-yard line. A nice run by Mohi.
Those wide receivers out there did an excellent job of blocking on those linebackers. It's interesting with West's passing game so far. They've attempted 5 passes. 3 were incomplete, but 2 were for touchdowns.
2nd down and 2 now for the Panthers. And as you can see, Mountain Crest taking the ball 80 yards on that scoring play as Perrette picks up the touchdown pass from Anderson. 2nd down and 2. There's a give to Mohi again off the near side. He's got plenty of room, and he picks up the 1st down easily out to the 34-yard line.
Mohi did a very good job of reading the line there. Mountain Crest had one of the linebackers get caught inside on a little blitz. He just bounced it to the outside, and there's no one there. That's the 2nd time they've done that.
That defensive end is getting blocked there, and lots of room for Mohi to run as he picks up the 1st down. Ball's at the 34-yard line. West on top, 13-7. Under 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Bird looking downfield. He's got a man just over the outstretched hands of Watanuki. I think West trying to catch Mountain Crest right there.
They were, and that's the kind of play that can go all the way. Watanuki's a good receiver, has good speed.
17 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
So now out of 6 attempts, 2 have been for touchdowns, and we've had 4 that have been incomplete. So it's been all or none so far for West in their passing game. The running game, however, has been very successful for them.
2nd down and 10. Out to the far side goes Watanuki. Split backs behind Bird as Holtry is in the slot. Holtry comes to the near side in motion. Bird tries to throw it. The ball is tipped and incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That was Jarman Lyle, number 68, breaking through the line and just crushing Ben Bird as he tried to pass that ball. So far, West has 51 yards rushing, and their passing game now, they're 5 incompletes out of 7 passes.
With the 2 completions, we're touchdowns.
We're for touchdowns, so that's what counts.
14 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 3rd down and 10. Here's a pitch to Keddington. He cuts back up. He's got some room, but he's going to be short of the 1st down as he takes it over the 40-yard line to the 41, but he'll bring up 4th down and 4, and on comes the punting unit.
Keddington does a fine job of watching his blockers, letting things develop. He's patient there. He waited for the blockers to get there, then he cut it inside for a nice gain, but again, they'll have to punt. One interesting thing last week,
well, that's the end of the first quarter. Quarter runs out with West leading at 13-7. They will punt to start the second quarter, but we'll take a timeout and be back for the start of the second quarter. And we're back to start the second quarter as West punts the football. The ball bounces at the 25-yard line. It's still rolling now as they down it at about the 23.
That was a low kick, kind of an end-over-end kick. It fell about 15 yards in front of the down man that was there to catch it, but had a nice bounce on it.
You've just joined us. West took a 13-0 lead, capitalizing on a couple of fumbles by Mountain Crest in the first quarter. Mountain Crest came back, though, to score at the end of the first quarter to cut it to 13-7. They have the football now at the 22-yard line, 1st down and 10. But another big story is the fact that Corey Kohler, their big running back, is out of the game, not playing. He was injured, I believe, on the first series, and he has not been back in. But Ryan Pond is in, and he picks up good yardage as he picks up the 1st down out to the 35-yard line.
The only game that Mountain Crest lost all year was a game to Logan in which Kohler and Pond were injured and didn't play.
Here's a look at it one more time. Pitch out to Pond, and he gets some good blocks there by his offensive line and picks up the 1st down for the Mustangs.
Pond has some good feet, and you can see some good moves there, trying to juke the defensive players and fake outside, go inside. He does a good job.
1st down and 10 for the Mustangs. Ball at the 35. Ross goes in motion to the far side. Anderson rolls out, throws it to Pond. It's intercepted. It's intercepted off of Pond. It's picked off by Rebo Skeen for the West Panthers.
The 3rd turnover by Mountain Crest. That's amazing. And you know, Mountain Crest is just on the verge of going down, and they could take the lead, but now the West has the ball back. Puts the pressure back on Mountain Crest defense again.
I'm looking over on the sidelines of Mountain Crest. I can see Corey Kohler over there, and it looks like he's injured his ankle because he's favoring it and trying to walk it off, but he has not been in the football game since early in the first quarter.
Well, if there's any way he can get back in, I'm sure he'll want to. I'm sure he's over there trying to get back in condition to get back in.
West with a football. They lead it 13-7. There's a pass down, intercepted by Pond. And the Mustangs come right back.
You know, it's intriguing. I've seen this happen in a number of games where you have an interception, and right after that, the other team intercepts. It's a yo-yo situation. And I think in the playoffs, we've seen this a number of times, too, where it's back and forth with interceptions or fumbles. And Mountain Crest has the ball back, and now they can go down and take the lead if they can just keep it going and not make those mistakes.
Ryan Pond had that played perfectly as he intercepts the pass. Mustangs in business now at the 42-yard line, 1st down and 10. 10.5 minutes before halftime. Anderson looks downfield. He's got a man, but he throws it over the head of number 84, Burke Parrott, who caught the touchdown pass. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Good job of pass protection by the front line of Mountain Crest, giving the quarterback, Corey Anderson, lots of time to look for a receiver.
Here's a look at the numbers after that first quarter. Pretty even on the 1st downs, but passing yardage, Mountain Crest, 92 yards there and 132 total yards. So not indicative of the scoreboard, but it's those turnovers right there, the key so far in the football game. Anderson, straight drop back, throws it over to Pond. He's wide open over the 40. Down to the 45-yard line. He's dragged out of bounds by Rod Madsen.
It's interesting, in the game against Dixie with Mountain Crest, they outgained Dixie by 300 yards, but the game was very close, and it was close because of those turnovers. Dixie was able to capitalize on the 2 turnovers.
Panthers having trouble staying with Pond out of the backfield.
They've had a number of completions to him. He's a valuable guy out of it, and he does a good job of catching that ball.
First down and 10 now in West Territory. The ball is sitting at the 34-yard line. To the near side is Dean. To the far side is Nixon. There's a give right up the middle to Pond. He picks up maybe a couple.
Brian Pond into the line.
It'll be second down and long.
Almost strange to see him run the ball. They've had such success throwing.
So far, a game of breaks and mistakes, as we've had 4 turnovers between the 2 teams. Out to the far side. Now goes Jared Smith, and to the near side is Parrott. Split backs behind Anderson. Here's a pitch to Pond, but he's caught in the backfield. Jeff Holtry in on that tackle.
Boy, Holtry just stuffed it and turned that play back in. They were trying to sweep and go out toward the sideline, but Holtry just turned it inside, beat his blocker, and did a good job. I see that number 50, Kirk Heinz, is back in the game. He was injured a little bit earlier, and he's doing a good job in the middle.
Third down and 9 as Pond lost a yard or 2 on that play. 9 minutes, 13 seconds remaining before halftime. West on top 13-7, but Mountain Crest threatening right here. Third down and 9. Dean goes in motion. Anderson looks downfield. Pond's got it at the 10.
Have we seen that play before?
As we said, West having trouble defending Pond out of the backfield, but that was a great catch.
Great catch. Again, it was just lofted in the air. You see, takes a few steps back, and he just lobs it up there and lets Pond run underneath it. And Pond, look at his hands here. Just sticks through those fingers. Good job of catching the ball.
The ball is sitting at the 11-yard line. We've got a timeout taken by West as Coach Don Holtry wants to go out and talk to his team. We'll take a timeout with West leading 13-7. Mustangs threatening though. And we're back after that timeout by West. They're trying to figure out how to stop this Mountain Crest offense right now, Warren.
Well, that last third down play was certainly a crucial one, and Pond has been a very important element of this drive.
In fact, he started the drive by intercepting the pass to get him the football.
That's right.
First down and 10. Ball at the 12-yard line. There's a timing pattern out in the flat to Parrott. Touchdown, Mountain Crest.
We're seeing a lot of those passes, just those timing passes. They lob the ball up, let the receiver run underneath it, and that's the second time they've scored to Parrott with that pass. Now we'll see if they can kick it through the goalposts. These goalposts here in the Ute Stadium are 5 yards narrower than the standard high school goalposts. It's caused some problems in the earlier games, and let's see if this stays a tie game now or if Mountain Crest can take the lead.
It's been a factor in every one of these playoff games. A big factor in a West double overtime win over Box Elder last week. And in the 4A, one of the 4A semifinals. Kick is on its way, and it's good. It's good, and Mountain Crest takes a 1-point lead.
Again, last week, Mountain Crest only was successful on 1 out of 4 of their extra point attempts. Now they're 2 out of 2. That could turn out to be the difference in the game, that 1 point we see right there. So I think the remainder of the game, let's watch this, the point after attempts and the turnovers. So far, that's been the name of the game.
Here's a look at the touchdown. That timing pattern that they scored on before. Anderson to Parrott. And it's money in the bank. Mountain Crest goes on top 14-13. There's a look at the head coach, Dan Cox, excuse me, for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, as they take the lead with 8:51 remaining here in the second quarter. They fell behind 13-0 after a couple of fumbles that West was able to take advantage of and score touchdowns on.
Mountain Crest now has 149 yards passing.
That last drive, 58 yards, consumed 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and the timing pattern works again. Jarman Lyle will kick it off. Back to receive for West is Jarman Lyle. That's a short kick. Fielded by Ossie Mohi at the 30. Shakes one tackler off and gets out to the 31-yard line.
I don't know if they're intentionally trying to kick it high like that or not, but that's it's really giving West some great field position there.
West will have it at the 31. But there's a flag down, and that's the first penalty I believe we've had in this football game.
It is the first penalty.
And watching some of the semifinal, there's a personal foul against Mountain Crest, and that's going to give West even better field position.
Now, on a kickoff like that, when you chip it up in the air and it lands on the 30-yard line, the chances are it's not going to end up being very good for you. You want to get that ball down deep, and I think he's just hitting the ball wrong as he's kicking it.
West will have it now at the 41-yard line. Check that, the 46-yard line. With 8:47 to go here in the second quarter of play, they trail now by 1 point. Out to the far side goes Wantanuki. There's a look at Ben Bird's statistics. There's a give to Ossie Mohi off the near side. He picks up good yardage. And he's brought down in Mountain Crest territory at the 47-yard line.
They really like that play off tackle to Ossie Mohi, and he's doing a good job of reading the blockers.
Mountain Crest, 47.
Second down and 4 for West.
Ossie Mohi now has 39 yards rushing after that nice run.
Wantanuki out to the far side again. Poultry lines up in the slot. Split backs behind Bird. They need 4 yards. There's a give to Ossie Mohi off tackle. He spins around, picks up the first down, and takes it down to the 40-yard line.
He doesn't give up. In that run last week, the 5-yard run on the reverse where he scored for the win, he was hit several times but just kept driving and pushing until he fell into the end zone.
In talking with Don Holtry, the head coach of West, here's a look at the play again. He said, I wish we could take our goalposts up to the University of Utah for this game, because the high school goalposts at West High School, of course, are wider than the college goalposts here at the University of Utah. That's the difference in the game right now, as Mountain Crest leads at 14-13. Holtry goes in motion to the far side. There's a give off tackle to Madsen, and he picks up 4 yards.
Little arm tackle missed there by Mountain Crest. You've got to wrap those arms around him and bring him down. You can't just stick a hand out.
Rod Madsen, a sophomore, 5'10", 155 pounds. He's still got 2 more years to go. We got a player down on the field for Mountain Crest.
They must be hitting pretty hard down there. It's the 3rd player we've seen down on the field. So there's a lot of action going on in there, a lot of intensity on both sides of the ball. Madsen now has 15 yards rushing for the game after that 5-yard pickup.
And we want to remind you, coming up 1 week from tomorrow, it's the annual West Valley Christmas Parade. KXIV has exclusive live coverage beginning at 9 a.m. So before you start your holiday shopping, enjoy a Utah Yuletide tradition right here on KXIV 14, Cable 12. I still don't know who that player is down on the field. They're still working on him.
Are we up for any tosses?
I believe it's number 17. But I don't have a 17. Well, we're going to take a timeout as the Mustangs lead the Panthers 14-13. We'll be right back. And we're back. David Webb, the injured player for Mountain Crest, able to get off the field under his own power. As West will have the football, 2nd down and 6 now at the 36-yard line of Mountain Crest. Panthers trail by 1. There's the pitch to Madsen. He cuts back. Oh, and he trips up, fumbles the football, but they say he was down, and he's close to a 1st down as he gets to about the 31-yard line.
Madsen doing a good job that time of weaving in and out, using his blockers well, pick up some extra yardage.
Spin move that time by Madsen. It'll bring up 3rd down and about a yard for the 1st down. They've got to get the ball over the 30-yard line for the 1st down. Call it 3rd down and 2. Wantanuki out to the far side. I formation behind Bird. 2 tight ends, and there's a fumble, and it's recovered by Mountain View.
Those turnovers in this game have been so pivotal, and this is one that's critical. West has a chance of going down and taking the lead again. Critical 3rd down, fumbles the ball.
And that ball was recovered by number 4, Josh Jensen, for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. He's right there, the defensive end, picking up the ball, and now the Mustangs have the football. Five turnovers in the football game so far. 6 minutes, 16 seconds remaining here before halftime. Mountain Crest with the football, and they lead it by 1, 14-13. Pond coming in motion to the near side. They like to throw to him out of the backfield. They're looking for it. No, this time it's to Perrette. Almost intercepted. It is intercepted by Bird, the quarterback, who also plays defensive back. And back come the Panthers.
Well, and that's the second time in the game that we've had trade-offs of turnovers. Fumble and giving back the interception. Happened just a minute ago, and Mountain Crest went down to score after the last interchange like that.
That ball was tipped, and I thought that time they were going to try and get it to Pond because he came down the sidelines, but Bird was there to pick up the deflection, and West now with a football at the 46-yard line.
There's a lot of red jerseys down there. That was kind of a scary pass to throw with 3 defenders there around the receiver.
First down and 10. Here's a give to Kennington. He's tripped up in the backfield by number 52. That's Eric Sheese of the Mountain Crest Mustangs.
Again, getting back in that backfield, penetrating and hitting the receiver behind the line. That's what they want you to do.
He had that one played perfectly as West loses 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12 as Dan Pryor brings the play into the game for the Panthers. There's a good look at the defensive tackle there, the senior. 3 wide receivers out to the far side. Ossie Mohi, the only back behind Bird. Bird rolls out to the far side. He looks downfield. He's got a man in Holtree, and it's caught for a good pickup of about 7.
Holtree did a good job that time running down the field a little ways, stopping, and then coming back toward the quarterback, which made him wide open for that pass.
It'll be 3rd down and 4. There's the pass by Bird. Holtree making a nice catch. Defended on the play there by the quarterback of the Mustangs, Corey Anderson. Both of these teams have a lot of players that go both ways.
By the end of the game, they're very tired, believe me.
3rd down and 4. Wide receivers to the near side. Bird gives off to Ossie Mohi, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. It depends on where they mark it. He needed to get to the 43-yard line to pick up the 1st down, and this is going to be close. I don't think he got it.
No, it appears to be about a half-yard short. That time, Mountain View ran their linebackers on a little blitz up in there. Number 12, David Webb, making a hit, and they stopped him short.
It's about a half a yard shy of a 1st down. I don't think the Panthers are going to be punting here. 3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining before halftime. Mountain Crest on top of West, 14-13. After West had led in this game 13-0. 4th down and inches, and I believe Bird got it. It's going to be close.
It is. Quarterback sneak was a good call there. That's a good safe play. But you need to have a good driving push by your center and your guards.
Well, I don't think he got it the way they marked it.
Yeah. I think the defensive lineman of Mountain Crest did a good job of stuffing the offensive lineman.
He did not get it. He did not get it, and that's too bad because it looked like he got it when with the first surge. But the way it's marked, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to get it.
The defensive lineman in that situation watched the feet of the quarterback. It is short. Short by about 1.5 feet. The defensive lineman in that situation watch the feet of the quarterback, and if they see him take a step forward, they're supposed to lunge in there and try and drive those linemen back.
The West coaching staff not too happy with the mark of that football. Right there you can see the rushing yards. West with 82, the Mountain Crest 53, but right now the Mustangs on top by 1 point, and they have the football. 1st down and 10 at the 44-yard line. There's a give to Pond, and he's tripped up in the backfield by number 44. That's Revo Skeen.
Revo doing a good job of penetrating in there. Had he gotten by Revo, there's lots of running room, but Revo did a good job of getting in there.
Mustangs will have it second down and 12 now as they lose 2 on the play. Dean out to the far side. Smith to the near side. Anderson with 149 yards passing. And he's looking downfield again as it's caught by Smith for a first down.
Smith took a few steps down the field, faked to the outside, cut inside, and the ball was right there. Nice catch.
Garrett Smith with a grab, and he picks up a first down for the Mustangs. That's tough to make that catch going over the middle like that, when you know the defender's going to hit you right in the ribs.
It is,
but he comes up with it.
He had to stretch too, because that ball was up there.
Parrott out to the far side. Ross goes in motion to the far side. Quick hitter is defended well by Kennington, and it's dropped. It'll be second down and 10.
Mountain Crest has had success on that play a little bit earlier, but that time West was right there to hit him as the ball came to him.
Here's a look at it one more time. Just a quick hitter right here as he gets it there, but good defense by Kennington. It's hard to make that grab when you know you're going to get hit like that.
It is. I think he heard those cleats scraping on the turf coming toward him.
Pond and Ross behind Anderson in the backfield. Ross goes in motion now to the far side of the field. Anderson wants to throw a little screen pass, and he's got his tight end right there, down inside the 30-yard line. Chris Douglas makes the catch. I think all the defense was concentrating on the far side of the field right then.
They were. They had the man in motion. They had an overload out there with three receivers in that same area, but it left the middle wide open there.
Mountain Crest mixing it up right here. First down and 10. The ball is at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining before halftime. Anderson straight drop back. Same play basically to the tight end, and he picks up good yardage down to the 20.
Well, if it works, you might as well go for it 2 times in a row. I think the defense wasn't expecting it, but there it was again. Nice catch by the tight end, Chris Douglas.
Here's a look at it one more time. It's just the opposite way there, and he gets it to his tight end, and Douglas picks up good yardage. It's second down and 2, and the Panthers trying to solve this offense of the Mustangs.
187 yards passing right now for Mountain Crest.
Smith and Dean out to the near side. Split backs as Ross comes in motion to the near side, and he'll try to get it to Pond, I believe. Anderson in trouble. He's going to throw it to Pond down the sideline. It's intercepted by West. And where will they mark it? They'll mark it at the 1.
Well, bad decision to throw that ball there. He was in trouble, and he didn't have his balance. Threw it too bad. They had a good chance to score there. Intercepted
by Matt Watnuki. He's made a couple of receptions on offense today. And they're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. I thought his momentum took him into the end zone, but I guess I was wrong. Here's a look at it one more time. Anderson gets in trouble. The pressure put on right there by Ryan Toon. He throws it down the sideline. And Watnuki had it played perfectly. They say he was down at the 1. Here's a give right up the middle. It's West just trying to get it out of there now. And that'll bring up second down, and I believe 9. I don't think he got very much. Yeah, we got a timeout on the field with West trailing Mountain Crest 14-13. We'll be right back. West High School with the football. They trail by 1. But with 54 seconds remaining, they don't want to do anything here to give Mountain Crest another chance. Here's Kennington with it in the backfield. He gets it out to the 5-yard line. And let's see if they stop the clock again. Yeah, they'll take a timeout. Mountain Crest will. They want to try and get this ball back before the half runs out. We've got 45 seconds remaining. West with the football on the 5-yard line.
West really likes that off-tackle play there. Geddington does a good job of getting up the field. Mountain Crest is doing a good job of holding their own on the line of scrimmage, though. They got some strong people there on the line of scrimmage.
And we want to remind you, KXIV is proud to present Sands of Time, a world premiere miniseries this Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Deborah Raffin, Michael Nouri, and James Brolin lead an all-star cast in this epic drama based on the Sidney Sheldon bestseller. Don't miss it. 45 seconds remaining here before halftime. West with the football, but they're on their own 5-yard line. It's 3rd down and 6. And Mountain Crest trying to hold him here and try and get the ball back before the half runs out.
And you can bet they'll go for a block punt if they can stop him on this play.
Straight drop back. He's going to throw it. He's got a man. Oh, no. It's off the defender.
Great positioning that time by number 41, Dan Hansen. Right there, the ball bounced off his shoulder pad. He was in perfect position. Now, punting situation. He'll be punting out of his own end zone. You can bet that Mountain Crest will be coming. If they can block it, they get some points.
Oh, right off the helmet of Hansen there. I'll bet he wishes he could have that play over. Ron Madsen will be standing just at the end line there as the punter for West. Back to field it is Webb. Quick snap. He gets off the kick. It hits at the 36, and it'll be down at about the 40. Call it the 39-yard line, and the Mustangs will have it 1st down and 10 with 32 seconds remaining before halftime.
That's a tense situation to be standing in the end zone waiting for that punt snap to come, and you've got 10 people running full speed at you. But he did a good job getting the punt away, even though it wasn't a great punt.
And they were coming that time. But the Mustangs will have it. They've got 1 timeout left with 32 seconds before halftime and a 1-point lead. Out to the far side goes Perrette. Pond is in the slot. Anderson rolls out. Now he throws back across the middle of Pond, but he can't make the catch. And there's 17 seconds remaining.
Pond hasn't dropped very many of those passes. That was a nice throw, just a little bit out front of him, though. Pond has sure been a valuable player so far in the game. Good rush that time by West, putting pressure on the quarterback, Anderson. And again, the ball just a little bit out front of him.
And if you just joined us, Corey Kohler went out in the first series of this game. He has not returned for the Mustangs. Pond out in the slot to the far side as Anderson looks over the defense. Ross behind Anderson. He rolls out. Now he's stopped and dropped by the Panthers.
An all-out blitz that time by the Panthers getting in there.
I think they're just going to let the clock run out. Now they call timeout with 3 seconds remaining. Here's a look at it. Look at the pressure by West right here. Revo Skeen in there. Kurt Heinz. But there's 3 seconds remaining. Now the ball is sitting at the 46-yard line. 3rd down and 16. So this will probably be just something thrown up into the end zone to see what will happen.
Yeah, I think the important factor would be, can they give the quarterback time to pass? If West comes hard like they did last time, he's not going to have enough time to get a long bomb off like that. Looks like we've got a few fans down on the field. The security's trying to get them off the field.
A couple of fans trying to make their way across the football field and not get caught, I guess. There's a look at Don Holtry, the head coach of West, and now we've got 3 seconds remaining. Out to the far side is Perrette. Out to the near side is Smith.
West will be just playing back really deep, trying to not let anything long happen.
Anderson just throws it up for all he's worth, and that'll run out the clock. So that's the end of the first half with Mountain Crest leading West 14-13 in this 3A championship final. We'll be back right after this. And we're back here at Rice Stadium at halftime with a 3A championship game. Mountain Crest on top 14-13. And boy, turnovers the key in this game so far, as you can see right there on the halftime statistics, Oren. 5 turnovers for Mountain Crest, 2 for West.
That's right. 3 of those were interceptions, and they had drives going. And I think in the second half, that's going to determine who wins this game, is which team can bring those under control and capitalize on the other team's mistakes.
Mountain Crest with 232 yards passing, or 185, excuse me, 232 total offense. They're able to pick apart that West man-for-man defense in the defensive secondary.
They've done a very good job. Their passing scheme isn't real complex, but they're doing an effective job with it. Interesting thing is that Mountain Crest last week outgained Dixie by 300 yards, but the game was close, again because of turnovers and Dixie's ability to capitalize on those turnovers.
West able to capitalize so far today, all of their points coming after fumble recoveries or interceptions and whatnot, but they trail Mountain Crest by 1 point, 14-13 here at halftime. There's a look at the quarterback for Mountain Crest, Corey Anderson, who's had a hot hand here in the first half of play.
That's right. He's completed 14 out of 23 passes for 185 yards, and he has had those 3 interceptions, however.
We want to take a look at some of the turnovers that took place in the first half of play. Here's one just before in the second quarter that Ben Bird, the quarterback for West, who also plays defensive back, picked off. One of those 3 given up by Corey Anderson. That gave the Panthers the ball. And here's this timing pattern, now that we off a touchdown pass, that the Mustangs were able to score off twice in the first half. Here's the first one from Anderson to Perrette.
See, he gets bumped right there before the ball gets there, but a nice catch.
And they did that on the opposite end of the field, and that gave them their 2 touchdowns, and they lead it by 1, 14-13. Right now, Mountain Crest out in the middle of the field warming up.
It's kind of a different look. Normally you don't see teams do that at the beginning of the second half.
Here's another look at West's offense in the first half. This is Bird throwing downfield to Jeff Holtree, who, by the way, is the son of the head coach of West, Don Holtree. He plays tight end, he plays defensive end, and he's also the kicker for the West Panthers, and he had a good reception right there. Not a lot of yards passing for Bird, but those 2 completions that he does have were key because they're both for touchdowns.
That's right. It's interesting. 6 incompletes, but again, those 2 completes were for touchdowns. Number 42, Mohi, has carried the ball. Receptions, he's got 18 yards, 1 catch for 18 yards. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a pass from Mohi.
Right.
Is on that fake.
That's right. That was the halfback pass. There's a hit, boy, by Mr. Webb for Mountain Crest on that kickoff return. And Rod Madsen getting the brunt of that one, but he was lucky to hang on to the football.
Been a lot of good hitting. We've seen a number of players down on the field with injuries. Most of them, fortunately, have just been shaken up.
And we're set to start the second half of play here with Mountain Crest on top by 1. They will kick it off to West to start the third quarter of play.
We'll be watching to see if Corey Kohler is able to make it back in the game. Heard someone say it could be a knee injury, and they're seeing if he'll be able to come back.
He did not play in the first half, and the tandem of Pond and Kohler was not. As Pond played all of the first half, and boy, he had a key interception. He had some great catches and some runs and some things, and they'd like to get Corey Kohler involved in that as well. Back to receive for West is the sophomore, Rod Madsen. He's standing on his 5-yard line. Jarman Lyle will kick it off for the Mustangs. And the third quarter is underway. A short kick over to the far side, kicked out of bounds. And I don't know whether that's strategy on the part of the Mustangs or what, because they like to kick it short on the kickoff.
That's the third kickoff that's been short, hitting about the 30-yard line. That one went out of bounds. I don't know what it is, whether he's hitting it wrong or whether he's intentionally doing it. On one of them, however, Mountain Crest almost had a chance to get the ball.
And Don Holtree is going to have Mountain Crest kick it again. They have their option. They can either take it where it went out of bounds, or they can have him kick it again. They move it back 5 yards, and I think he's going to have him kick it again because I don't know whether they don't have the toe or what, but they kick it short on kickoffs.
Field position can play a key factor in the game. If the offense gets the ball out on the 30 or 40-yard line, it gives them a lot more momentum than if they get the ball back on the 20 or the 15. So that field position is really important.
They move it back to the 35. Madsen will be standing at his 10-yard line this time. And we'll try it one more time. Mountain Crest on top, 14-13. They were in this game a year ago and came up short against Bountiful, 7-3. West is trying to cap off an undefeated season today. They're 12-0 on the year.
Let's see if they can start off the second half with a bang like they did the first half.
And we'll try one more time. And it's a short kick, but high. And it's going to be fielded by Mohi. And he fumbles it into the air, but he gets it back as he takes it over the 35-yard line out to the 37. But just about another turnover right there.
It was. Now, West has had one interception that they've given up and one fumble they've given up. The quarterback also dropped the fumble, but recovered himself.
Here's a look at it again as Mohi fields it at the 25. Watch the football. He didn't get control of it. And then he gets hit and hangs on to it.
They might call him for palming there.
First down and 10. Ball at the 37. Watnuki to the near side. Bird looks over the Mustang defense. Quick pitch to Kennington. He's got lots of room as he takes it over the 45 to the 50, and he's in Mustang territory at the 49-yard line.
West has done an exceptional job all day long of sealing that corner. That was a 14-yard run that time. They've done a great job of sealing the corner, getting the block, and going off tackle.
Here's a look at it as he gets outside quickly. Good downfield blocking there by West, and they pick up the first down. Inside Mountain Crest territory at the 49. I formation now. Watnuki to the near side. Two tight ends. Now they split the backs. Watnuki goes in motion to the far side. Bird, quick. He hangs onto it. He takes it over the right side for a pickup of about 4. Call it 5, and he bring up second down and 5.
If I'm not mistaken, that's well, I guess the 4th time that Bird's carried the ball. He doesn't have very many yards, though. He only has about 6 yards total.
They gave him 3 yards on the carry. Call it second down and 7. Just underway here in the second half of play. 3A state championship football game. West High School with the football. Here's Bird, play action. Lost it down to Holtree. There's a penalty flag on the field as Holtree takes it down inside the 20-yard line. But I think they're going to bring that one back.
That'd be unfortunate. Beautiful play. Nice lob pass there. Holtree bringing it in and getting a nice gain. 29-yard pass play that time.
You know, they're talking it over. Illegal use of hands on Mountain Crest.
And maybe they're saying that they were holding up Holtree as he tried to go down the field.
Here's a look at it. Let's see if Holtree was held. Well, I didn't see it. Might have been earlier in the play. But in any event, West will have the football at the 18-yard line. First down and 10. They trail by 1 here in the third quarter.
We've seen momentum shift back and forth in this game. It appears that West has some good momentum going right now.
Jamal Carter to the near side. Bird trying to get it to Watnuki. He's there. Touchdown, West.
Watnuki getting wide open and then cutting across the middle. A nice pass that time right in his arms. Watnuki holding on. That's his second touchdown catch for Watnuki in the game. Good pass protection that time as well, giving Bird plenty of time to find his open receiver.
So West comes right back to take the lead here in the third quarter. Jeff Holtree will try the extra point, which has become an adventure in this tournament.
Watnuki got 17 yards on that, giving him a total of 35 for the game.
It's a fake. Bird rolls out. He's in trouble. Does he get in? No, he doesn't make it in. I think they were going to fake that the whole way.
They probably were. That's out of 3 point-after attempts. They've failed on 2 now. West has only been successful in 1 out of 3.
But in any event, West takes a 19-14 lead over Mountain Crest. We'll be back here at Rice Stadium right after this timeout. back at Rice Stadium. West High School with the lead now in this 3A championship game. 19-14. That 18-yard pass from Bird to Watanuki, and Holtry kicks it off over to the far side. Fielded by Mountain Crest, having some trouble with it. And David Roundy gets it out to about the 9-yard line. He had trouble fielding that kick.
Yeah, the ball was a little bit slippery. That sure hurts when you get the ball that deep in your own territory because you're limited on the things that you can do down that deep.
There's a look at the scoring drive. 63 yards in just under 2 minutes as Watanuki caps it off with a nice catch in the end zone.
West has now completed only 4 passes, but 3 have been for touchdowns.
Mountain Crest back on offense now with the ball at the 9-yard line. Pond, the running back, behind. There's a give to number 20, David Roundy, and he has trouble getting back to the line of scrimmage.
That's that counter play. We haven't seen that since early in the first quarter. Not much gain there.
No gain on a play. It'll be 2nd and 10. 9.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. West with the lead. Wide receivers to the near side are Dean and Smith. Split backs behind Anderson. The rush is on. They throw it over to Pond. It's intercepted! Intercepted by number 94!
Corey Henderson's certainly disappointed on that one. Lots of pressure on him. He threw it right into the arms of number 84.
84, excuse me. That's Dan Pryor, a guy they didn't think would play today because he was hurt, but he's in there, and he makes the interception right there as Anderson was trying to get it to Pond, and West threatening to break this one open right now.
Well, it's interesting. In the first quarter, West took a 2-touchdown lead. Now they're doing the same thing here in the second half. We'll see if Mountain Crest can come back again like they did in the first half.
Poultry will try to kick the extra point right down the middle, and West takes a 26-14 lead with 9 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of play. We'll be right back. And as you can see, West is taking control right now, 26-14 early here in the third quarter. But I don't think we've heard the last of Mountain Crest.
We haven't. I think they just need to stop those turnovers. 4 interceptions now.
Turnovers playing a big part of this game as the ball, would have gone out of bounds. But there's a nice move by Webb. And he gets it up to the 19-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds. And that's going to be a penalty on West for unnecessary roughness on the out-of-bounds play right there, I believe.
That should help with field position, bringing out past the 30. You got to be careful when you get the player out across the line there out of bounds. You can't hit him, and some people piled on him after he went out of bounds.
Right in front of our cameraman right there. Yeah, you gotta let up. I think they even hit our camera operator. Now march that one out 15 yards. And instead of having the ball inside the 20, they'll now have it at the 35-yard line.
Mountain Crest has to show some composure here, and again, quarterback has to be more careful in his passing selection. If he's under pressure, he's got to eat that ball rather than throwing it into the red jerseys.
Parrott and Nixon out to the near side. Ross and Pond are the running backs behind Anderson. There's a give to Pond on a counter play. He's hit hard in the backfield by number 54. That's J.J. Fonua.
Counterplay has not been very successful in this game for Mountain Crest. West is doing a good job of staying at home. They're not going for the fake. They're right there to make the tackle.
Along on that play, Matt Watanuki, who's been a key player in this football game, with a couple of touchdown passes.
He's only caught 2 passes, but both were for touchdowns.
2nd down and 11. They lost a yard on the play. Dean out to the far side. Anderson flips it to Pond out in the flat. Watanuki there for the stop before Pond picked up maybe 3 yards.
Good feet, good running on the part of Pond. He was hit right there about after a 1 or 2 yard gain, but he kept scrambling and picked up a few extra more yards. It'll
bring up 3rd down and 6. from the 39-yard line. We're in the third quarter. West on top now, 26-14. Here's a quick pitch to Pond. He's in trouble, and he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and the Mustangs are going to have to punt the football.
Pond has 6 catches for 84 yards, so he's been a valuable receiver in the game. Good defense that time by West, stopping him on the third down.
Back to receive is Madsen. Punt almost blocked right there. As Madsen fields it at the 25. He's in trouble, though, and he'll go down right there.
Mountain Crest has to get something going defensively here. They've got to get that ball back. With West being two touchdowns up, they've scored the last 2 times they had the ball. They've got great momentum right now. Mountain Crest has to reach down deep. They've got a lot of maturity. This is their last chance for the gold trophy. They've got to do it right now.
7 minutes, 4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. West on top, 26-14, and they have the football at the 25-yard line. Jamal Carter out to the near side. There's a pitch to Asimohi, and he's cut down in the backfield, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
That play was slow developing.
Well, it was slow because Bird fell down trying to make the pitch. But he did make it, and Mohi was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. But if you're West, see as he falls down, if you're West, you want that clock to just keep on running. Nice tackle right there by number 24, Ryan Pond, for the Mustangs. Watanuki out to the near side. Jamal Carter out to the far side. 2nd down and 10. Bird rolls out to the near side. He's got time to throw. Watanuki is there. He's got, oh no, he dropped the ball. Oh, he's got to feel bad.
He does. The defenders there, one of them fell down, number 9.
The defender was going for it, Corey Anderson. He thought he was going to have it. He fell down, and it went right into the hands of Watanuki.
And would have gone all the way at that point.
Here's another look at it.
Lots of good pass protection, lots of time for him to throw.
There's nobody that feels worse about this than Watanuki. Oh boy.
Both defenders on the ground, and he dropped the ball.
But he does have 2 touchdown passes in the
He does.
So when you do that, you can do that. 3rd down and 11 for the Panthers. Straight drop back by Bird. He throws it out in the flat to Keddington. He's got some room to run. Got Dean to beat. Gets over the 35, the 40. He's taking it down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds at the 45.
Excellent job of running that time. He picked up extra yardage and got the first down. A big first down for West. Keep the drive going. Keep that momentum.
West is really taking control of the game right now.
They do. Mountain Crest has to dig down deep and stop this drive and get the ball back.
Pond almost making the tackle there, but a great job of running by Kennington to elude a tackler there and take it down to the 44-yard line and pick up the first down on a 3rd and 11. 1st down and 10 now. I formation behind Bird. Carter to the near side. Bird lofts it for Madsen, and he can't get to it. That was Watanuki, excuse me, and he couldn't get to it.
He had some room there. Had the ball been just a little bit shorter, he would have been able to pick it up. They've used that lofting pass quite often, very successfully.
They like that timing pattern. West does, and so does Mountain Crest. Both teams being able to run the football and throw the football today.
It's been an exciting game for the fans to watch. I think the biggest single factor right now is turnovers, with Mountain Crest giving up 6, West only giving up 2 turnovers.
Tough to win when you give up the ball 6 times. Here's Madsen trying to get outside. He might have picked up 1 yard on that play. And that'll bring up another 3rd down and long.
Some white jerseys darting into the backfield there and getting a hand on him, but he did a good job of keeping his feet turning and moving forward.
5.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. West with a 26-14 lead over Mountain Crest.
Madsen now has 22 yards rushing for the game. on 5 carries.
Watanuki out to the far side. I formation behind Bird. Poultry in the slot. Here comes the rush. Bird straight drop back. He throws it down the field for Watanuki, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, I believe. No, they say he was out of bounds.
Good position that time by number 11.
Jake Pearson with the near interception for Mountain Crest, and the Panthers are going to have to punt. Here's another look at it. Again, another timing pattern. And good defense by Pearson. Boy, it looked like, oh, he dropped the ball.
And his feet were in, but the ball fell out.
Madsen will punt the football for West. Back to receive is Parrott. Madsen gets off a high spiraling kick, and they'll let it roll. It's going to take a roll into the end zone. Oh, boy. That was close.
Nice bounce that time. Mountain Crest is very fortunate the ball bounced like it did. It could have died down there on the 1-yard line.
4 minutes, 48 seconds remaining. West on top, 26-14 here in the third quarter. Mountain Crest will have the football. First down and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Parrott comes to the near side. Nixon is in the slot. Pond and Ross are the running backs behind Anderson. Here's an option play as Anderson keeps it, picks up a couple of yards as he takes it to the 24-yard line.
You wonder what difference the game would have if Corey Kohler had been playing. I'm sure they've missed him greatly. Pond has had an exceptional game, but they haven't had
the 1-2 punch.
They haven't had the 1-2 punch, and I think that West has been able to really key on Pond.
Pond in the backfield now with Ross. Smith goes in motion to the far side. They try the option play again. Pond loses the football, but he gets it back. Oh, man, that was close to another turnover.
6 they've already had, almost the 7th, but Pond doing a good job getting back on the ball. The pitch was thrown behind him, hit him on the hip, and bounced off.
And he had a lot of room to run, I'll tell you. Nice defense by Holtry right there. Just about another turnover for the Mustangs.
And when you get the ball down on the opponent's 15-yard line, it's hard to stay out of the end zone.
That brings up 3rd down and 14 now for Mountain Crest as the ball sits on the 16-yard line. 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. West on top, 26-14. Anderson. There's a pitch back to Pond, and West had it defended beautifully.
There's a little tower pass where they pass to one player, he laterals out to another.
Tough to make that play on the near side of the field like that.
It is.
That play works real well on the wide side, but tough to make it on the near side.
Yeah.
That'll bring up 4th down and 8, and the Mustangs are going to have to punt the football.
Mustangs trying to pull in some trick plays. I think they're going to really have to, defense has to get this ball back again.
Matt Rudd will do the punting for the Mustangs. He's standing on the 6-yard line. Back to receive is Madsen for West. Almost blocked by Jeff Holtry. Low kick. Madsen fields it at the 46. Is hit immediately and dropped at the 43.
Excellent field position for West here.
So with 3:14 to go, West on top, 26-14. We'll be right back. West with a 26-14 lead here in the third quarter, and they have the football in Mountain Crest territory.
Pressure again on Mountain Crest defense. They've got to stop them to keep their team in the game here.
To the near side is Watanuki. To the far side is Carter. Kennington goes in motion. Bird, play action, rolls out. Now he's going to run with it. He's got some room. There's a penalty flag on the field, and I think that's going to be an illegal block.
Could be.
And there's a player down on the field for Mountain Crest. 2 players.
Flag on the play. Tackle was made by Mike Barchi. And
David Webb, one of the players, he's not down, he's just bent over. I didn't see who the other player was.
David was shaken up on an earlier play in the first half as well. A lot of hard hitting out there today.
There's the play action. Now, see, there's the illegal block right there. And there was one right there that we saw at the tail end of that one. So
it's really a temptation when you've got a runner coming down the field and there's a man in the way. You want to block him. Sometimes you don't have the angle, and you do hit him in the back, and the flag comes out.
We've got a timeout on the field as they attend to the player.
That's Eric Scheiss, number 52, that's shaken up a bit.
But he's able to get off the field. And that's the good news. The bad news is for Mountain Crest, West has the football in a 26-14 lead. West with 106 yards rushing now. And boy, we thought Mountain Crest would come in here and run the football like crazy.
Well, they've really missed their duo in the backfield.
They had 185 yards at halftime. They've added only 5 in the second half. So Mountain Crest still with a lot of passing yards, but they trail 26-14. There's shotgun formation. Bird's in trouble. He throws way downfield. This one could be intercepted. Watnuki dropped it at the 15.
The ball was just touched just barely by number 1 there as Watnuki went to grab it. That's 2 that Watnuki has had long as it could go.
He's 2 for 2. He's got 2 touchdowns and he's dropped 2. That's okay. Bird got a nice pass off that time in the shotgun formation, and Watnuki just could not make the grab.
And Russ Dean got his hand in there. I don't think he touched the ball, but Watnuki, I think it just distracted him just enough that he dropped it.
2nd down and 15 after the penalty. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Watnuki out to the far side. There's a pitch back, and they're going to stop that one. That might be too much time.
This is something strange. In the first half, there was only 1 penalty, and it was against Mountain Crest. We've had 2 in a row in this drive alone against West.
Yeah, that one illegal procedure. That'll cost them 5, and it'll bring up the 2nd down and 20. Maybe they'll try that same play that Watnuki couldn't make the grab on here.
Well, he's been wide open twice. Maybe the 3rd time will be the charm.
26-14, West on top of this one. 3A state championship game. Bird, straight drop back. He gets it off to Asi Mohi. He's got some room. He cuts back, and he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 3rd down at about 8 as he takes it to the 41-yard line. So a good play that time by West to get some yardage back.
Screen is a good play to call there. They let the defensive lineman go through, then the pass to the back, and down the field they go. Good play that time.
Evershed brings the play in from the bench for the Panthers. They have the ball in the lead with 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 9. Mustangs need a break here. Split backs behind Bird. Bird, quick drop. Over the middle to Watnuki. He makes the grab. He gets over the middle to the 22-yard line.
Watnuki making a difference that time. Nice quick pass to the inside. They weren't ready for it.
Well, there's one thing you can say about Watnuki. He keeps it interesting.
He does. He makes them count, too.
Beautiful pass by Bird here. And Watnuki picks up the 1st down. A couple of big 3rd down and long situations that West has been able to pick up the 1st down on. Ball's at the 22. There's a pitch to Keddington. He's got a little bit of room to work with. He cuts down the sidelines, and that's going to be a penalty. And I believe that's going to be an illegal block.
They had some good blocking on the corner, but they may have hit someone in the back on the blocking.
He got it down inside the 15, and that's going to be a clip on the West Panthers.
It's hard to block that outside man, the contained man, and that's what they're trying to do, is hold the contained man inside, but they've been hitting him in the back. I've done that myself a few times, and you hate to do it, especially on a game like that.
Coach Holtree just scratching his head over that one. He can't seem to figure out what the problem is. Let's see if we can see it. See, well, it's hard to block on that. There's another one that's at the tail end of it. As the defender gets turned around, you can't get the angle on him.
That's the third penalty in this drive alone for West.
That'll move the ball back to the 31-yard line. So instead of second down and about 4, it'll be first down and 19. That's the time remaining here in the third quarter. West on top, 26-14. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Kennington goes in motion now. Bird, he's in trouble. Oh, he gets rid of it. And it's caught by Watanuki. Bird was leveled on that play.
He was, but his receivers were wide open. They had 2 men down there, and Watanuki just turned around. The ball was right there for him.
He picks up good yardage down to the 19. That will bring up 2nd and 7 now for the Panthers. And the clock is running with 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and I think they're just going to let it run out.
Watanuki now has 4 catches for 66 yards. He's got an excellent average.
And that'll wrap up the third quarter. As we've played 3, and West leads it 26-14. They're looking for an undefeated season here at Rice Stadium. And we're back at Rice Stadium for the 3A championship game. West High in control of this one right now, 26-14. But Mountain Crest has 1 quarter of play left as their head coach, Dan Cox, talks strategy with his assistants right there to try and figure out how to stop this Panther ball club.
Well, they've got their hands full. Panthers definitely moving the ball down the field. They've got the momentum on their side. They've been chewing up the clock. I think they've taken about 6 minutes off here, just running methodically down the field. That's what they want to do.
2nd down and 7 for the Panthers as we start the fourth quarter of play. Bird, play action. He has time to throw. He's got a man. Holtree's there. It's tipped and dropped.
Dean right there to defend. He thought he was bumped as it came in. Good job by Dean being in position.
West had 2 receivers running for the ball, and Mountain Crest had 2 defenders running for the ball, and they all hit each other.
Lots of traffic down there.
Here's a look at it again. They throw back across. Holtree was there, and he just about made the play.
That was Dean just coming in just at the last minute to knock that ball out.
3rd down and 7. I gotta say, this is big play time for Mountain Crest. They've got to stop West here as we start the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Asi Mohi, the running back, behind Bird. Bird, straight drop back, throws it back over to the other side, and it's dropped by Pryor. And they had a play set up right there that might have picked up the first down, might have even picked up a touchdown.
I think they had an excellent chance. There was only 1 man there that could have stopped them. They had 2 blockers. Now you see here, good screen blocking. He drops the ball, but they had 2 blockers out front, and there was no one down the field after that 1 defender.
In defense of these drops that we've seen, it is cold out there. Hard to catch a football with cold hands. Now the West High Panthers will try a field goal as Jeff Holtree is their kicker, gets his kicking shoe on. He'll kick this one from the 26-yard line. This will be a 36-yard field goal attempt. Snap is high. Holtree gets it off. And no good. He misses it. And the score remains 26-14.
Mountain Crest defense did what they had to do there. They kept West off the board. Now their team is only 12 points down. They've shown that they can move the ball.
Okay, we'll take a break with West leading at 26-14, but Mountain Crest coming back. Mountain Crest with an opportunity here with 11:45 to go in the football game and in the season. They have the ball at the 20-yard line after that missed field goal by West. Anderson looks down the middle. He's got a man. It's tipped away by Rod Madsen. Oh, boy.
Good defense that time by Madsen.
Nixon had a step on him, but Madsen, great recovery, and he tips it away.
You see a little bit of pressure there. Nice pass by number 9, Corey Anderson. Ball right there, but knocked away at the last minute.
Good job of Madsen playing the ball that time instead of the defender. 2nd down and 10 now for the Mustangs. They trail by 12. Pond comes in motion to the near side. Anderson, straight drop back. Looks over, it's tipped. Intercepted by J.J. Fonua. Excuse me, Revo Skeen. Revo Skeen with the interception.
That's the 5th interception by West and 2 fumbles, so 7 turnovers. What a tragic day.
It's difficult to win when you have 7 turnovers, and that time just tipped, and Revo Skeen gathers it in. And West is in business now at the 23-yard line, and that's got to be a big blow to Mountain Crest.
I think you've got to give a lot of credit to West defensive linemen and linebackers who've been putting a ton of pressure on Corey Anderson all day. He's just been rushed on lots of his passes.
Here come the Panthers. Watanuki out to the near side. Jamal Carter out to the far side. I formation. Bird straight drop back. He throws down to Watanuki. He makes the grab, but there's a penalty flag on the field. What a catch by Watanuki.
They sure like throwing the ball to Watanuki, and
you can see why.
Yes.
He has dropped a couple today, but when you make a grab like that,
he's quick. He's able to get open, and when the ball's there, he's been able to catch it.
Illegal use of hands on Mountain Crest, and that just adds insult to injury as West with an opportunity here to put the game away.
Mountain Crest defense has their work cut out for them now. The 6-yard line, their backs against the wall. They've got to stop them here to give their offense a chance to get back in this game. 2 touchdowns could win it for them, but if they get down by 3, I'm afraid they may be out of time.
11 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. The ball is at the 6-yard line. West with the football and a 12-point lead, looking to add to it. Turnovers, the key in this football game for Mountain Crest. They have 7. 3 backs in the backfield. Madsen goes in motion now to the far side. Bird counterplayed. Asimohi up the middle into the end zone, and they score.
Nice counterplay that time. They suckered the defensive lineman. Beautiful hole for Mohi. He went into the air, spun in the air, and went across the goal line.
Mohi scored the winning touchdown against Box Elder in the same fashion. He scores one in the 4th quarter here to give his team a 32-14 lead.
He looked like a pinball that time, bouncing off players, but he made it in the end zone, and that's what counts. That was the first rushing touchdown of the game.
Poultry will try the extra point. Snap is there, kick is up, and it is good, and West High School leads this one now 33-14 over Mountain Crest. And we'll be right back. And the West High Panthers threatening to blow this one away, leading 33-14 after that 6-yard run by Asimohi. Jeff Holtry will kick it off for the Panthers. Back deep is Pond and Webb will field this one at the 2, up to the 10, now to the 20, and he's tripped up there and dropped at about the 24-yard line.
West has dominated this second half. That 3rd quarter was all West. They were able to put a number of points on the board, and 20 points on the board, in fact, in the 3rd quarter.
Here's a look at it after the turnover. Just 23 yards in 2 plays, and West has a 33-14 lead over Mountain Crest. Anderson wants to throw it, does, and it's caught. By Curtis Nixon for a 1st down. So now Mountain Crest is going to have to hurry. They need 3 touchdowns.
I think one key is going to be, can they give their quarterback, Corey Anderson, time to throw the ball? He's been put under a lot of pressure all day long, and that's what's caused those 5 interceptions.
They've got Pond out in the slot as a wide receiver. Quick pass to Nixon again, and he can't make the grab this time.
Does stop the clock, and that helps. That clock is their enemy right now.
10 minutes and 2 seconds to go in a football game and in the season. West looking to go 13-0 and win the state title. Mountain Crest trying to come back and score 3 times. Anderson rolls out, being chased by Pryor. Now he's in trouble, and he's dropped by Watanuki. And we've said his name a few times today.
We certainly have, on offense and on defense. Again, that line's got to give, they've got to give Anderson time to throw the ball. Good pressure that time, good penetration by West's linemen and linebackers.
That is the key stat of the ball game right there. It's hard to win when you have 7 turnovers and you give up 27 points. Anderson rolls out. He's got to get a lot of yardage. It's caught. And there's a penalty flag. Let's see what they're going to do. I think they called the play dead before it started, I believe.
West players are clapping their hands, so
Mountain Crest is walking backwards.
It's not a good sign for
Well, you know, we saw a penalty-free first half. The second half is, and Mar, that's going to be offensive pass interference, lost it down. That really hurts.
A few people starting to dance in the aisles here on the west side of the stadium.
They can feel it. They're feeling it.
Just 9 minutes and 24 seconds left.
33-14, West on top, and Mountain Crest is going to have to punt the football because on that loss it down on that offensive pass interference. Madsen will be back to field it for West. Rudd will be the punter for the Mustangs. And the amazing part of this story is West is a junior-dominated team. There's the snap back to Rudd. Gets off a pretty good kick. Madsen will field it at the 46. Doesn't have much room to work. Gets out over the 50, and he's dropped at the 45. So a nice return by Madsen, and West will have the football in Mustang territory. The only players that West loses off this offense is the quarterback Ben Bird, Chris Kennington, Chris Lewis, who is a guard, and Matt Watanuki.
And Rod Manson's just a sophomore, the man that just returned that punt. He did a good job of fielding that punt. It was an end-over-end, kind of a low kick, caught it on the run, and picked up some nice yards.
3 wide receivers out to the far side. Under 9 minutes to go in a football game. Kennington in motion. Pitch out to Asimohi. Gets outside, cuts back. Oh, he's got room to run. To the 30, to the 25, down to the 20. Cuts back again, and he's dropped at the 13-yard line.
Mountain Crest that time taking some chances, blitzing the linebackers, and they got caught inside. And then Mohi cutting it back against the grain, picking up a big gainer. 32 yards on that run for Mohi. You can see him cut back against the grain there. Gets everybody going the wrong direction, and lots of wide open running room. Again, 32 yards for Mohi on that run.
West threatening now to put this one away with 8.5 minutes to go in a football game.
You can sure feel the energy on the West bench there. Lots of excitement and momentum and energy there.
Mohi with 100 yards rushing. What a day he's had. The Panthers have really spread the wealth around. There's a give to Mohi off the right side. He hits his own player, and he gets down to the 10-yard line.
Good blocking to open up a nice hole up the middle for Mohi. Looks like West is starting to do some substitutions, give some of the younger guys, I guess the sophomores, a chance.
They are, as J.J. Fonua, or Revo Skeen, comes into the ball game. And they will, I believe, take a timeout. They will. They'll take a timeout with 7:46 to go. And I think they're going to make some substitutions here. And we'll take a timeout with West on top and on their way to a state championship, 33-14. And we're back as West comes up the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 6. with a chance to put this one away. Bird straight drop back, throws it outside to Watanuki. It's almost intercepted there. Almost intercepted by Mountain Crest.
It's the old timing pass. That time it's thrown a little bit short. One interesting statistic about the change in the momentum. In the first half, Mountain Crest had 185 yards passing. Second half, 22 yards. West, on the other hand, first half had 33 yards, second half 113. So you just see a tremendous shift in momentum, first to second half.
Mike Baldwin on the defensive end of that last play. High formation now for the Panthers. Watanuki comes in motion to this side. There's a quick pitch outside to Madsen, the sophomore. He cuts back, but he's going to be dropped for a loss. And that's going to bring up 4th down. And let's see if Jeff Holtry will come on for a field goal attempt.
It's about the first time the Mountain Crest has been able to stop them on that sweep. Generally, they've been able to pick up some good yards. They've had good blocking up front, and they've been able to read the blocks and get up the field and get 4 or 5 yards each time.
Holtry will attempt the field goal. Ball is sitting at the 13. They'll tee it up. It looks like the 20. It'll make it a 30-yard attempt by Jeff Holtry.
He missed a 36-yarder earlier in the game.
Kick is up, on its way, and good. And West extends their lead to 36-14. And we'll keep it right here. And I would have to say with 6:51 to go, that just about seals it, because now Mountain Crest has got to score 3 times, but they'd have to go for 2 at least once.
The pressure's really on them, and you can bet that West is going to be coming all out with the rush, and Mountain Crest has not been able to give the quarterback all the time he needs.
West fans are awful happy. Look at that scoreboard and see their team up 36-14.
On the other hand, the other side of the field is very quiet.
Very disappointed. Mountain Crest was in this ball game a year ago, in a game they had a lot of offense and a lot of good statistics, but they came up short 7-3 against Bountiful. Today, it wasn't that. It was turnovers that plagued them. They turned the ball over 7 times, and West was able to take advantage of those turnovers. Holtry will tee it up at 40. Back to receive is Ryan Pond and David Webb. Webb picks it up at the 3. Cuts back now to the 15. And he's dropped at the 17-yard line. And I'll tell you another key that I've noticed is West's ability to not give up good field position on a kickoff, and Mountain Crest's inability to do the same thing.
That's right. On each of Mountain Crest kickoffs, the ball went down to about the 30 or 35-yard line. They had very good field position for West each of those times.
6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the season. Mountain Crest needs some miracles right now. They trail it 36-14. Anderson, quick hitter, outside to number 8, Curtis Nixon. And Nixon picks up what looks to be a first down. And they move the chains. West got into this game by beating Box Elder last week in double overtime. And Mountain Crest got here by beating Dixie in a 26-20 win. Another quick throw outside, this time to Smith. And he picks up some good yardage.
They're going to have to use the sidelines that way with some quick passes where they can go out of bounds and stop the clock. They need to preserve every single minute that they can if they want to have a chance.
Out of bounds, 135.
They need 3 touchdowns.
Jared Smith now has 7 catches for 52 yards. He's had a pretty good day.
Dean comes out to the near side. Anderson is in trouble, and he's sacked.
Number 90,
Jeff Holtry.
the man with the golden toe.
Some have called him the best junior in the state of Utah.
He's an all-around player, doing well on offense, defense, and kicking. At time getting one hand on the quarterback and not letting go.
And they take a timeout, do the Mustangs. Time being their biggest foe right now. 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. There's a look at Don Holtry talking to his son and the rest of his teammates on the defensive side for the Panthers.
On one drive earlier in the game, West shoot up at 4 or 5 minutes, so they could almost run out the rest of the clock here if they get the ball back.
I asked him if his team had thought about being undefeated coming into this game, and he said, no, we really haven't thought about it. He said, we just know one thing, we're going to win.
Well, they've had a very good attitude, and it's showing on the performance out there.
And a young ball club. And there's a fumble on the snap, but it's recovered by Anderson. And that would have made 8 turnovers.
It would have. Well, you can tell they're very tense. The pressure's on him, and that's unfortunate that he didn't get that snap, that he dropped it. Maybe they could have got the first down, and it's really a shame that he dropped the ball there.
You know, earlier this year, Mountain Crest lost only one football game. They lost to Logan. But in that ball game, Ryan Pond and Corey Kohler did not play. They were both hurt. And today, as you know, Corey Kohler did not play. He was injured in the first quarter of the football game. There's a pass down to Nixon. He makes the grab. Nixon with a catch at the 40-yard line. Good defense by Kennington, but a beautiful catch by Nixon.
Well, Nixon, excellent concentration. He got kept his eye on the ball, kept it there, and got his hands up and pulled it down.
Here's a look at it one more time. Beautiful defense and catch that time by Nixon.
It's not easy to catch the ball when you got a man breathing down your neck that way, but excellent job that time by Nixon.
First down and 10. The ball's at the 40. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Mountain Crest. Here's Anderson. Throws it over to Pond. He gets it at the 32. Dragged down from behind by Watanuki.
Grabbed him by the shoulder pads there, right on the neck.
Watanuki doesn't make the tackle. It's a touchdown.
That's right. He would have gotten away. The shoulder pads make a nice little handle there. You can see him grab the collar right there and pull him down.
Second down and a foot, but they need more than a foot. They need a touchdown. There's a pass play caught by Parrott, who caught 2 touchdowns in this football game. But the clock continues to run.
Mountain Crest showing a new sign of life here. Flag down on the field as well.
We get a penalty. And they're going to have to hold things up and
about a minute and a half has run off the clock on this drive so far. They want to keep that clock stopped as much as possible.
Four minutes and 38 seconds remaining. West on top, 36-14.
Mountain Crest now has 271 yards passing.
And they start the clock. First down and 10 at the 12. Here's a timing pattern to Parrott. And he catches it. And that's going to be a touchdown.
Pass interference on the play as well against the defender, number 2.
And that timing pattern works again for the Mustangs. That's how they've scored all 3 of their touchdowns today.
Well, now we'll see if Mountain Crest can stop West. If they can stop it and get the ball back, maybe we could see some excitement come back in this game. Mountain Crest does have a chance. They've shown that they can march down the field and get a score.
They'll go for 2 here. They're going to have to go for 2 sooner or later, so that it's going to be sooner in any event. Fake the pitch, throw across the middle, caught by the tight end Douglas, and they get the 2-point conversion, and they cut the West lead now to 14, 36-22.
Well, now a little bit of concern here on the West side. The pressure is now going to be on the West offense. If they can chew up the clock here, if they just move it down the field. Mountain Crest defense knows that the game lies in their hands. They've got to stop West, get the ball back, give their offense a chance to score again.
West with a lead, 36-22.
Now let's see what happens on the kickoff. Let's see if we get another one of those shallow kicks, giving excellent field position.
West on top in this one, 36-22. Mountain View with 4.5 minutes to go
They're breathing some life into this game. Again, let's see if he can kick this one deep.
Here comes the onside. And it's a good kick, but it's fielded nicely by the Panthers. Number 61, Matt Adams, with the recovery of that onside kick. And the Panthers now will just try to burn the clock.
Standing there on that line waiting for the ball to come is a very tense feeling. As you see the ball coming to you, you see that the ball actually bounced a little too high here. It's a nice, easy catch. You want it to bounce in front of that player and make it hard for him to catch it.
Yeah, but you want it to bounce off him. 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting, as West will try to burn off the clock here as they lead 36-22. 14-point lead. There's a give to Asimohi. Ooh, nice play.
42.
And a nice tackle by the Mustangs. Brian Pond, as they try to get the ball back. Under 4 minutes to go in a football game.
I think we'll see West keeping the ball mainly on the ground. They want to keep the clock going. Obviously, a drop pass stops the clock. They don't want that. They want that clock to keep ticking away.
They'll try the quick pitch out. Up the middle, there's the quick pitch to Kennington. He's got some room. He cuts back. And he's got the first down. Penalty flag.
Probably a clip, illegal block out there as they turn the corner.
That's the worst thing you want to have happen if you're West, because that stops the clock. And there's the sign from the referee. Clip on West. That'll move the ball back. But more importantly for Mountain Crest, it stops the clock.
So Mountain Crest has an opportunity here defensively to stop West with a second and long situation.
Here's a look at it. Let's see if we can pick up that clip. Right there.
Right there, 51 pushing on the back of the Mountain Crest player.
As they march it back against the Panthers. 3.5 minutes to go, and things are starting to tighten up in this football game.
Well, there is a glimmer of hope for Mountain Crest, but it's riding on the defense right now. They've got to stop the ball, and they've got to get the ball back for their offense.
Clock is running. 3:15 and counting. Second down and 20 for the Panthers. Audibleizing is Bird. He's going to throw it. He throws it over the middle. Almost.
Again, stopping the clock with that incomplete pass.
Trying to get it to Watanuki, and that stops the clock.
They've got to throw the ball, though, to get that first down. They've got so far to go.
Wonder if they'll go back to that screen pass that they used when it was 3rd and like 15 to Asimohi. He picked up good yardage with that.
He did. The screen has worked for him. At other times it hasn't. It really depends on how well the defensive linemen react. As they feel that they're being let go by the offensive linemen, they've got to look around and see if it is a screen.
Big play time for the Mustangs of Mountain Crest. They've got to stop West here. 3rd down and 20. Bird straight drop back. He's under pressure. Gets it off to Kennington on a screen pass. Kennington gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
You called the play. You knew it was going to be a screen. They tried it. It was a good play. They got about 11 yards, but unfortunately not enough. Mountain Crest does a good job getting the ball back now. Offense has 2 minutes and 45 seconds. They're going to have to move it down the field in a hurry.
2 minutes and now 38 seconds and counting, as Madsen will be the punter. David Webb will be back to receive. He's standing on the 15-yard line. There's Madsen, the sophomore for West. Good snap. Madsen gets off a high kick, but a short kick. Bounces at the 30, goes back to the 32 and is down there. So with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go, Mountain Crest with a chance.
Obviously, they'll have to score and then successfully execute an onside kick, get the ball, but they can do it. With that 2-point conversion they made, it's within reach.
2 minutes and 18 seconds to go here as Mountain Crest comes up to the line of scrimmage. They trail by 14. They've got to have something quick here. Anderson, quick drop. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage by J.J. Fonua. And that stops the clock.
Nice job of getting their hands up. The linemen and linebackers are taught if they see the pass going, they jump up, get their hands in the air, and quite often you can get a tip like that.
Bonua with a good defense right there. Wide receivers out to the far side. Dean and Smith. Split backs behind Anderson. Ross goes in motion to the far side. Anderson throws it down. Dean's got it at the 45. He dropped it. It's picked off by Watnuki. Down to the 34-yard line, and West has the football.
Another turnover. What an important play for West.
8 turnovers on the day for Mountain Crest.
Nice pass that time. Good catch, but look at that hit. Drops the ball, and it's picked off in the air by 86 Watnuki. That's alert defense there, watching for that ball and picking it up and going.
Good hit there by Madsen to cause the fumble. Watnuki picks it up. And West is in business now with under 2 minutes to play. We've got a player down on the field. And that's Ryan Pond, I believe. Check that. That's Justice Swenson for Mountain Crest. And West is a minute 56 away from becoming the state 3A champion.
Good job by the defense, forcing that fumble and picking it up, stopping a drive, because Mountain Crest was starting to show some momentum. They realized that their chances were slim, but they could do it if they could just get some passes completed and move down the field. Stranger things have happened in games. I think you'll see a very conservative running game now by West, just keeping the ball close, easy plays up the middle, little chance of fumbles, not throwing the ball at all.
Mountain Crest has got to be heartbroken. They were here last year, as we said. They were here this year, but you know, they got to hold their heads high. There's a lot of teams in the state of Utah that would love to say they were in the state finals 2 years in a row.
That's right. It says a lot for them. They've got a talented team and a lot of spirit, and they've worked hard all year long.
And they haven't given up. 36-22 West on top. They'll just try to burn the clock here. Mountain Crest with 2 timeouts. There's Ossie Mohi trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And he does that. Might have got a yard on the play. But Mountain Crest is just going to have to call timeouts here to try and get the clock stopped.
One interesting point is that the last 5 times West has taken over the ball, it's been in Mountain Crest territory. And that's excellent ball control and field position playing.
I want to remind you, IHL hockey returns to KXIV on December 2nd at 7 p.m. as the Salt Lake Golden Eagles take on the Phoenix Roadrunners. Don't miss the action on KXIV 14, Cable 12. The West High Panthers looking to move their record to 13-0. 13 wins, no losses, and no ties.
It's quite a feat to go through a season undefeated, because there are lots of things that happen during the season with injuries and ups and downs and other things. And to be 13-0 with so many juniors, that really says a lot for their next year. Teams better watch out for this group next year when they come back with a lot of veteran seniors on the team.
Minute 23 to go here. Mountain Crest down to their last timeout. Ossie Mohi comes in motion to the near side. There's a pitch to Kennington. He cuts back. He's got some room to run. Up to the 25, the 20, down to the 15. He's not. No, he's going to make it into the end zone. Touchdown, West.
Excellent running that time. Using his blockers, cutting, faking, back and forth. Kennington did a super job that time of using his blockers and cutting in and out. And you see the nice pitch here. Now watch how he uses his blockers. First going out, then in. Now using his speed to outrun number 11 there for the touchdown. Gets pushed in the end zone right at the end.
And that will seal it for West with a minute 12 to go. Holtry comes on for the extra point. Snap is there, the kick is up, and it's good as Holtry gives his team a 43-22 lead and solidifies the state championship for the West High Panthers.
Chris Keddington has to feel very good after that last touchdown. He's one of the only seniors on the team for West, and that's got to feel very good, to contributing to the win with a nice touchdown run.
Heartbreaking loss for Mountain Crest. Dan Cox and his crew and ball club have done a heck of a job this year, getting into the finals for the second year in a row. Excellent job by Don Holtry, the head coach of West. And boy, that student body of West is over in the north end zone going crazy.
And last week they did that too. The officials moved the PATs to the other end, but the students followed it down there, so they're pretty excited about this.
Jeff Holtry will kick it off one more time for West High School. They were able to take advantage of those turnovers.
That's right. They got
all 8 of them.
They got lots of points on the board from those turnovers.
They started off with a 13-0 lead off of 2 turnovers, but Mountain Crest came right back.
Well, they did. They actually had a chance at it until that last turnover.
And that's indicative of the scoring drive right here of West today. 2 plays and they're in the end zone. Why? Because they got the ball off the turnover.
Yeah, deep in Mountain Crest territory. It's like the officials are trying to move the student body back up away from the field a little bit.
The West High student body anticipating the ending of the game, and they want to run out on the field. And they're holding up play while they get them moved back. (43-22). West leads this game. They're still waiting.
I guess they want everybody completely off that asphalt up there in the north end zone. I think both teams can be very proud of the fact that they're in this game. They're the top 2 teams in the state this year, and both teams have excellent players. Neither team really has anything to feel bad about.
No, Mountain Crest should hang their head high. They've been here 2 years in a row. Most teams in the state of Utah would love to say they've been here once.
That's right.
Let alone two years in a row.
So they've shown a lot of heart and a lot of consistency through the years, and I'm sure we'll see them back next year doing some good things. They'll have a lot of new faces, though, with all the seniors they have this year.
And Holtry kicks it right down the middle. This is Webb at the 3. He takes it up to the 20, cuts back inside, and makes his way to about the 28-yard line. Well, we'll call it the 30-yard line where they mark it.
Actually, that was a nice kickoff return that time. Good blocking by the front line, trying to open a little hole there for him. I think we're going to see some wild passes here.
Under a minute to play. As Anderson will try to make something happen. He hits the tight end Douglas. He gets a first down over the 40-yard line. That will stop the clock as they move the chains.
We should see West, they'll probably go to a deep zone defense here soon, just trying to prevent things deep. A little penalty over the sidelines, a little pushing and shoving after the play, and that's unfortunate. I think you have a lot of emotions in a game like this, and sometimes they just start coming out as the clock ticks away to its final seconds.
Mohi coming off the field for West. We've got unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides. And ejections on both sides. Player thrown out of the game on Mountain Crest side, and a player thrown out on West side.
You know, officials want to nip that in the bud and not let it get out of control, and that's rightfully so. Need to keep things under control.
Now with 43 seconds to go in the season, and the game basically over. Ross goes in motion to the far side for Mountain Crest. Anderson is in trouble, and he's going to be dropped.
That pass rush of West again, getting him in trouble. They've done that all day long. They've been back there pressuring him, forcing him to pass, throw passes when he's not ready, and they've been the reason of all those turnovers.
Baskin with the sack, and the clock continues to run now as the season is going to run out on Mountain Crest here. You can hear the crowd count it down. Clock runs out. Anderson throws it down. It's incomplete, and it's over as West High School is the new state champion in Utah in Class 3A. So West wins it, beating Mountain Crest. They finish the season undefeated, 13-0. They win it 43-22. We'll come back with a final note right after this timeout. And they're celebrating down on the field as West High School has just beaten Mountain Crest for the Class 3A state championship here at Rice Stadium today. Turnovers again, the big key in this football game, as Mountain Crest turned it over 8 times today, and you just can't do that and win a football game.
You can't. West had a couple of turnovers, but the turnovers, I think, just made the momentum change and shift. The first half, I think, kind of belonged to Mountain Crest. They started out poorly in the first half with those turnovers, but they came back and got 185 yards passing in this, but the second half, I guess they ended up with 120 yards passing, most of that coming late. West, however, really flip-flopped. The first half was kind of poor for them. They came back in the second half very tough and scoring lots of points, 30 points in the second half.
43-22 the final. West High, the new Class 3A state champion in Utah. We'll be back with another final note right after this timeout. Back, as you can see the student body from West High School celebrating their Class 3A state championship. They win it 43-22. West broke out on top in this game off of turnovers again. They picked up 2 touchdowns to lead it 13-0, but then Mountain Crest came back, Warren, and scored a couple of touchdowns and made it 14-13.
A lot of that was due to Pond, kept making some nice catches and nice runs. He had a very good first half.
In the third quarter, West got on top as Bird hit Wantanuki from 17 yards out and made it 19-14, and then another turnover as Dan Pryor intercepted the pass, took it in, and West led 26-14 and really never looked back after that.
No, the rushing was really dominated in the whole game by West. They ended up with 202 yards rushing to 27 for Mountain Crest. Quite a contrast.
Ossie Mohi added a 6-yard run to make it 33-14, and then Jeff Holtree kicked a field goal from 30 yards out to make it 36-14. And then Mountain Crest got back into it a little bit. They scored a touchdown on an 11-yard Anderson to Parrott touchdown, but they went for 2 and got it and cut it to 36-22. But Kennington sealed it for West with a touchdown, and they win it 43-22. But that glaring stat right there, Warren, 8 turnovers is the key to this ballgame today.
It's hard to win a game with 8 turnovers. And actually, Mountain Crest did start a little comeback there at the end, but it was thwarted by 1 more turnover.
And there's your final score right there. West wins it 43-22. They're the new Class 3A state champions. For Orrin Olson, I'm Ray Lyons. Goodbye, everybody.